The bridge of the TFS Indomitable hummed with quiet efficiency as Commander Anna Chen reviewed the tactical display. 300 Calvorian warships had just dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Proxima system. Their formation perfect, their weapons hot. They had come expecting surrender. What they would get instead would become legend across 1,000 worlds. "Commander, incoming transmission from the Calvorian flagship," reported Lieutenant Oliver Drake, his fingers dancing across the communications console. "They're demanding we stand down and prepare for immediate annexation into the Calvorian Empire." Anna allowed herself a small smile. The Calvorians had conquered 47 star systems in the past decade. Their military doctrine was flawless, their technology impressive, their confidence absolute. They had studied humanity's brief existence on the galactic stage, barely 30 years since first contact, and concluded that these newcomers would fold like all the others. They had made a critical error in their calculations. "Put them through," Anna said, settling back into her command chair. The view screen flickered to life, revealing High Commander Thexval, his 4 eyes gleaming with barely concealed contempt. His scaled face bore the ritual scars of countless victories. "Human Commander," Thexval began, his translator rendering his words in clipped, superior tones. "Your species has proven adequate in your small corner of space. However, the Calvorian Empire requires this system for strategic purposes. You will withdraw your fleet within the next cycle, or we will remove you by force. This is your only warning." Anna leaned forward, her expression thoughtful. "Tell me, High Commander, how many species have you conquered with this exact speech?" Thexval's mandibles clicked in what might have been amusement. 47. You would be the 48th. I am offering you the chance to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. Your fleet is outnumbered 3-1. Outnumbered, Anna repeated as if tasting the word. "Oliver, show our guest what we're working with." The tactical display shifted and Oliver brought up the fleet roster. 100 Terran warships ranging from frigates to the massive dreadnought Indomitable. On paper, it looked like a respectable but ultimately doomed force. "You see?" Thexval said. "Accept the inevitable with grace." "The thing is," Anna said, her smile widening, "you've made the same mistake everyone makes about humanity. You looked at our numbers, our technology, even our tactics, but you didn't look at our history. History is irrelevant in the face of military supremacy," Thexval snapped. Oliver couldn't help but chuckle at his console, earning a sharp look from the Calvorian commander. Anna waved dismissively. "Lieutenant Drake finds that amusing because, High Commander, history is the only thing that matters when dealing with humans. You see, we're apex persistence hunters from a death world. For thousands of years we fought each other with sticks and stones, then bronze and iron, then explosives and nuclear fire. We fought on every terrain imaginable. Mountains, deserts, frozen wastes, and endless oceans. We fought when outnumbered, outgunned, and surrounded." She stood up, walking closer to the view screen. "And do you know what we learned? We learned that the species that adapts fastest, fights dirtiest, and refuses to quit wins." Thexval's expression darkened. "Primitive savagery will not save you against open warfare," Anna interrupted. "You're right. In a straight fight, your 300 ships might take 70 or 80 of ours before we brought you down. Might. But you're forgetting something crucial." She nodded to Oliver. "Showing him now, Commander," Oliver said, his fingers flying across his console with barely suppressed glee. The tactical display exploded with new contacts. Thousands of them. Small signatures, barely larger than fighters, suddenly appeared throughout the Calvorian formation. They had been there all along, cloaked by the latest Terran stealth technology, drifting dormant in the asteroid field for weeks. "What?" Thexval began, but Anna cut him off. "Autonomous drone swarms. Each one carries enough antimatter to crack a cruiser in half. We deployed them a month ago when our intelligence, yes, we have excellent intelligence, told us you were coming. You were so confident in your sensor superiority that you never thought to do a deep sweep of the entire system." Oliver pulled up another screen. "And, High Commander, those aren't even the fun ones. Show him the mines, Commander." Anna nodded and the display shifted again. The asteroid field itself lit up with thousands of additional contacts. Gravitic mines. Smart mines. Mines that can chase your ships if they try to run. We've spent the last month turning this entire system into the most elaborate death trap in known space." For the first time, Thexval's supreme confidence wavered. You wouldn't. The destruction would be mutual?" Anna laughed, a sound without humor. Hi, Commander. Let me tell you about a place on Earth called Stalingrad, or Thermopylae, or the Alamo. Humans have a long, proud tradition of saying, you want this place? Come and take it, and then making the cost so astronomical that victory becomes meaningless. She leaned closer to the screen. We evacuated every civilian from this system 2 weeks ago. Everyone on these ships volunteered to stay. Do you understand what that means? The color drained from Thexval's face, or the alien equivalent. It means, Oliver said cheerfully from his station, that we have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to prove. It means that even if you win, you'll limp home with maybe 30 ships, and every other species in the galaxy will know that humans don't fold. They'll know that attacking us costs more than any victory is worth. Anna crossed her arms. So here's my counteroffer, High Commander. You have 1 cycle to get your fleet out of this system. If you're not gone, we activate every weapon we've planted, and we all get to learn what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object made of spite and stubbornness. The silence stretched for a long moment. Anna could see the calculations running behind Thexval's eyes. He was a military commander, trained in strategy and tactics. He understood that even in victory, he had already lost. This is not over, Thexval finally said, his voice tight with barely controlled rage. Of course it isn't, Anna agreed. But it's over for today. And tomorrow you'll tell your empire about the crazy humans who booby-trapped an entire star system, rather than surrender. And they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and eventually, everyone will know the most important rule about dealing with humanity. And what rule is that? Thexval asked, despite himself. Anna's smile was fierce and full of teeth. We're not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with us. The transmission cut off abruptly. Oliver watched his sensors as the Calvorian fleet began slowly, reluctantly turning away. They're leaving, Commander. Victory by bluff and engineering. Sun Tzu would be proud. Not a bluff, Lieutenant, Anna said softly, settling back into her chair. Every word was true. We were absolutely prepared to light this whole system up rather than let them have it. Oliver nodded slowly, understanding. That's what makes us human. That's what makes us terrifying, Anna corrected. And that, Lieutenant Drake, is why the galaxy is going to learn very quickly that humanity doesn't conquer. We don't need to. We just make conquest so expensive that it's not worth trying. As the Calvorian fleet jumped back into hyperspace, Anna pulled up a secure channel to Earth Command. Mission accomplished. They bought it. Begin Phase 2 of the settlement program. Proxima is ours. Outside the viewports, the stars gleamed with indifferent beauty, unaware that they had just witnessed the moment when humanity announced itself not as conquerors, but as something far more dangerous, survivors who refused to be conquered. And across the galaxy the whispers would begin. The humans were coming, and they fought like devils who smiled.